Hi, everyone. I'm so happy you're here with me for Storytime with Michelle. This is our first edition, and I'm really excited to share this book with you. This is called Georgie by Robert Bright. This is actually a pretty old book. It was published in 1944, and it's the story of Georgie, a friendly little ghost. It is suitable for all ages, so I hope you all enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started. And there's Georgie right there. In a little village in New England, there was a little house which belonged to Mr. and Mrs. Whitaker. Up in the little attic of this little house, there lived a little ghost. His name was Georgie. Every night at the same time, he gave the loose board on the stairs a little creak. And the parlor door a little squeak. And then Mr. and Mrs. Whitaker knew it was time to go to bed. And Herman the cat, he knew it was time to prowl. And as for Miss Oliver, the owl, she knew it was time to wake up and say, "Woohoo! Woo! Woo!" And so it went with everything as it should be, until Mr. Whitaker took it into his head to hammer a nail into the loose board on the stairs. And to oil the hinges of the parlor door. And so the stairs wouldn't creak anymore. And the door wouldn't squeak anymore. And Mr. and Mrs. Whitaker didn't know when it was time to go to bed anymore. They're falling asleep on their couch. And Herman, he didn't know when it was time to begin to prowl anymore. And as for Miss Oliver, she didn't know when to wake up anymore and went on sleeping. And Georgie sat up in the attic and moped. That was a fine how do you do. Pretty soon, though, Georgie decided to find some other house to haunt. But while he ran to this house, and then to that house, each house already had a ghost. The only house in the whole village which didn't have a ghost was Mr. Gloam's place, but that was so awfully gloomy. Oh, it looks scary. It says, "Mr. Gloam's, keep out." The big door groaned so. And the big stairway moaned so. And besides, Mr. Gloams himself was such a crotchety old man, He came near frightening Georgie half to death. Oh, looks like he's got a cane. So Georgie ran away to a cow barn where there lived a harmless cow. But the cow paid no attention to Georgie. She just chewed her cud all the time, and it wasn't much fun. He's keeping the cow company. Meanwhile, a lot of time went by, and it rained a good deal. And during the winter, it snowed to beat the band. And out at the cow barn, Georgie was terribly cold and uncomfortable. Oh, the snow's coming in the barn. But what with the dampness from the rain and the coldness from the snow, something happened to that board on the Whittaker stairs and to the hinges on the Whittaker parlor door. It was Herman who discovered it and told Miss Oliver, and she woke up with a start. And there's Herman telling Miss Oliver. Miss Oliver flew right over to the cow barn to tell Georgie that the board on the stairs was loose again and that the hinges on the parlor door were rusty again. Oh, he's so happy. What glad tidings that was for Georgie. He ran right home lickety-split. Oh, and Herman's waiting for him on the front porch. And so, at the same old time, the stairs creaked again. And the parlor door squeaked again. And Mr. and Mrs. Whittaker knew when it was time to go to bed again. And Herman, he knew when to begin to prowl again. And as for Miss Oliver, she knew when it was time to wake up again and say, "Woohoo! Woo! Woo!" Thank goodness. The end. Until the next time we share a story, I'm sending you all hugs. Have a great day. Bye.